Assalamu alaikum everyone. So today the very next topic of your of chapter 1, that is introduction to biology, is scientific method, starting with the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most beneficial of all. Starting with the ayah Surah Shura, and when I'm ill, it is Allah who cures me. Bishak biological method biological method, that is class 9th bio group. So in textbook we are on page number 9. By the end of this session you will be able to understand biological methods of study. If I have to comprehend the word biological method, so I would like to say that biological methods are actually those steps that we take during the inspection of anything. As I have said in the previous lecture, that science is all about acquiring knowledge, gaining knowledge, and to acquire knowledge we must go through step by step. So that step by step acquiring knowledge is actually known as biological methods. Then malaria spread in its environment. What is scientific method? The very first thing about scientific method is that what is it is actually. I have told you in the previous lecture that science is about acquiring knowledge through steps, through a systematic way. That systematic way is actually known as scientific method. It is a process. If I'm saying process, so kindly remember that the word process has been used in all those terms where there involved a number of steps to pass on. So, scientific method is actually a process that is used to find answers to those questions in which we are curious about to learn or about to know. Scientific method deals with all those questions of the world that tells us something about the world and around us. Biological methods is a systematic study where we have gone through several stages. Number one is observation, hypothesis, experiment, data collection, conclusion, test, retest, or result. Both are same. Observation. The word observation, I know you guys are well aware of the word observation. The word observation means to observe things. Whenever we are talking about the observation, kindly remember one thing, that observation are always done by five of our senses. So the word observation means to look at something. For example, if I'm taking some sort of case of malaria as a in a biological method, so what will be my observation? My observation about malaria would be that disease are more are most common in those areas that live in low and marshy areas. The word marshy areas means that has got stagnant water. If I'm saying stagnant water, so the word stagnant water means ठहरा हुआ पानी. ठहरा हुआ पानी has got many poison things. So that ठहरा हुआ पानी actually polluted the air as well. So that is my observation, that malaria is most prevalent, or well, malaria is prevailing in those areas that has got stagnant water, stagnant polluted water. Other observation of mine will be that malaria are caused by plasmodium, or I must say that those living human beings who are having malaria must have plasmodium in their blood. Malaria, the word, an Italian scientist say that malaria means bad air, means polluted air. It was once that was their observation. I'm not saying that it is correct. These are just the observation. These are just the observation that malaria are more common in those areas that has got stagnant water. and that too is an observation that plasmodium must be present in those blood samples who have malaria. Hypothesis. The next thing is hypothesis. The word hypothesis means an intelligent guess. After collecting all of the observations, scientists have gone through the scientists have made an intelligent guess. Scientists have made a statement due to scientists have made statement based on his observation. So that hypothesis is actually an intelligent guess or a fake guess. One might say that it is actually a fake guess. Hypothesis that is related to the case of malaria must be that mosquitoes are having plasmodium in their blood, and they actually transmit plasmodium through their mouth parts to the infected person, or people living in the marshy areas, or people living in those areas where stagnant water remains, and where stagnant and polluted water are found. So these people are more likely to have malaria as compared to those people who live in dry arid area. So the hypothesis that is based on the observation said that plasmodium are present in all those patients that are having malaria, or plasmodium is the cause of malaria. I want to clear one more thing, that plasmodium is a type of protozoan. You guys must have studied this in class 8, that protozoans. So plasmodium is actually a protozoan that is found in the mouth parts of malaria, and through biting, mosquitoes transmit plasmodium in the blood of other living organism. Deduction. The word deduction means to deduce. डिडक्शन का मतलब होता है टू कैंसिल डाउन, टू डिड्यूस, किसी चीज़ को एलिमिनेट करना. द वर्ड एलिमिनेट मीन्स रिड्यूस करना, किसी चीज़ को निकालना. सो डिडक्शन में सिंपली क्या होता है कि द साइंटिस्ट डिडक्ट few of the statements from his hypothesis. For example, if plasmodium is the cause of malaria, अगर प्लाज्मोडियम ही मलेरिया की अगर मलेरिया ही प्लाज्मोडियम की वजह से होता है, then all person should be ill with malaria, and everyone should have plasmodium in their blood. So these are the deduction, that if malaria is the cause of if plasmodium is the cause of malaria, that everyone who is having malaria should have plasmodium in their blood. Experimentation means to test the deductions practically in laboratory, to check out whether the hypothesis is correct or not. Experimentation means using tools and techniques to check our observation, to check our hypothesis, and to check our deduction. In the case of malaria, scientists perform two types of tests. He had taken control group and experimental group. He summed up 100 of the person in control group and 100 of the person in experimental group. Control group comprises of all those people that were healthy. An experimental group comprises of all those people that are ill with malaria. He checked the blood samples of experimental group and the blood sample of control group. Later on, he found out that there is no plasmodium in the control group of healthy people, whereas he has got plasmodium in the experimental group that were ill. After experimentation, we come on result. Result is actually the conclusion of experiments. The result is, as I have told you previously, that experimental group has got plasmodium in their blood, and plasmodium is actually protozoan. After result, we are calculating or compiling theory. Theory is actually well documented explanation. Well documented explanation means observation, hypothesis, deduction, and result when all compiled together in a single statement, and that is supported by evidence. Like in